Hello, children. Let us continue our chapter that is human digestive system. And today we'll be talking about stomach. In last video, we studied about mouth and esophagus. Now we'll talk about stomach that comes under after esophagus. So this is mouth, this is esophagus, and then comes our stomach. So, stomach is a muscular sac like organ. It produces HCl. So, the wall of the stomach produces HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, and digestive juices that contains enzyme, that is pepsin and renin. Children, as we studied that enzymes are the substances which enhance the chemical reactions. So, in stomach, we get the enzymes, that is pepsin and renin, that is present in the digestive juices. So two substances are released in the stomach, that is HCl, and digestive juices containing the enzyme pepsin and renin. What is the work of hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid kills germs that enter along with the food, and the partially digested food becomes acidic and is named as chyme, acidic chyme. So the food that enters inside the stomach, that is acted upon by hydrochloric acid and the digestive juices that contains the enzyme pepsin and renin. Now pepsin and renin have certain functions. So the food contains protein and casein. The food contains proteins and casein. Proteins are acted upon by the pepsin to convert it into peptones. Casein are acted upon by renin to convert it into curd. So this is the breakdown of protein and casein to form peptones and curd. Who is acting upon these protein and casein? That is pepsin and renin. So this is the function of stomach and the activities that takes place in the stomach. So hydrochloric acid and digestive juices are secreted. Hydrochloric acid, digestive juices contain pepsin and renin. Hydrochloric acid kills germs that enters along with the food, and that partially digested food is known as chyme. As it is mixed with acid, so the chyme becomes acidic, and then the pepsin and renin acts on protein to give peptones, and renin acts on casein to give curd. Now let's talk about epiglottis. What is epiglottis? As you can see here in the diagram given here, the epiglottis is present right here. When we eat food, epiglottis is opened. As the food starts passing towards the epiglottis, it pushes the epiglottis and the epiglottis closes. Actually, the epiglottis is present at the mouth of the trachea, that is windpipe. So, it prevents the food to enter inside the windpipe, doesn't allow the food to enter inside the windpipe. So, when the food comes down towards the esophagus, so at that time what happens, it pushes the epiglottis and closes the path of windpipe, and directs the food to enter inside the food pipe, that is esophagus. That is the function of epiglottis. Now let's come to the second organ, that is liver. So here is the structure of liver. As we know that liver is the largest organ present inside our body. Liver is present here. This is the place where stomach is present. As you can see, a light structure is given of the stomach here. After stomach starts small intestine. So just above it is present your liver. So liver produces bile pigment, and the bile is transferred to the gallbladder. In the gallbladder, bile is stored, and when in use, then the bile is released in the duodenum of the small intestine for the action. So, as we know that the bile is produced by the liver, so it doesn't get stored in the liver. Rather, bile is produced by the liver and then it moves to the gallbladder where it is being stored, where the bile gets stored. And then from there it is released to the small intestine. Now let us see what are the activities of the bile. So as we know, liver produce bile that helps in the digestion of the fats. So fats, breakdown of fats, we take fats also along with our food. So there is a breakdown of fat to give fatty acids and glycerol. Who breaks down the fat? That is bile. Bile is stored in the gallbladder. From there, it is secreted into the small intestine. So, in this case, what we can see that the bile is helpful in breaking down the fats into small droplets of fats, and also it helps in turning acidic chyme to alkaline chyme. As we remember that now itself we studied that acidic chyme is present in the stomach because there acid is present, so the chyme turns acidic in nature. But as it moves to the small intestine, this bile turns that acidic chyme into alkaline chyme so that the other enzymes can work upon the food, undigested food. Okay, so in our next video we'll be talking about small intestine.